Okay, E.K. Palaniswamy, your question.
Yes, I would like to raise a point of information to Mr. Vijay Rupani. I would like to ask, he says that the language policy is supposed to bridge the gap between the cultures. I would like to really understand how the three language policy uh, supersedes the two language policy in bridging the gap, because there are a lot of languages. No one can learn all the languages and connect with all the cultures of India. It is by definition a multicultural society. So how does the three language policy really help with that?
जहाँ तक बात रही, देखो, here we are not Hindus, we are not Muslims, we are not Christians, we are not Sikhs, we are just participants, okay?
Yes, sir.
Delegates, हम लोग यहाँ एक पॉलिटिकल पोर्टफोलियो रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं और हम उसको अदा करेंगे. हम ये यहाँ ये नहीं करने आए कि हम अपनी पर्सनल सेंटिमेंट्स को हर्ट करेंगे, राइट? ठीक है, ओके. डेलीगेट्स, कॉमन सेशन इनफ था, आप लोगों को समझ में आया होगा, ठीक है? एंड आई होप द कमिटी इज गोइंग टू बी मोर इंटरेस्टिंग फॉर ऑल ऑफ यू ऑल, एंड इट्स going to get more competitive in the same end. Okay, delegates, are there any motions of the floor?
I have a motion.
Yes, sir. T. Raja Singh, a motion, please.
I, T. Raja Singh, would like to raise the motion on Indian culture and language and move this committee into a private moderated caucus for the total time being 45 minutes and per speaker time being 90 seconds.
All right, delegates, we'll be formally voting upon that motion. Delegates who want to vote for the motion in a count of 1, 2, and 3, say a yes. 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Delegates who want to vote against the motion, please say a no in the count of 1, 2, and 3. That motion passes unanimously. So I'll Vice Chairperson sir, आप नोट डाउन करते रहो. अच्छा ठीक है, मैं ही कर लेता हूँ. अच्छा, T. Raja Singh, do you reserve your right to be the
Yes,
first
sir.
speaker or the last speaker?
So the last speaker.
Okay, T. Raja Singh will be the last speaker. Okay, delegates wishing to speak, raise your hand. Arvind Kejriwal recognize. जब मैं recognize करता हूँ, आप लोग hand down कर दो. Arvind Kejriwal, followed by delegates. आप, मैं request करूँगा आप सब बोलो, ठीक है? Because here आप committee में, yeah, okay, fine. सोनिया गांधी, नहीं तो फिर मैं अपने आप recognize करते जाऊँगा. E.K. Palaniswamy, okay. रविशंकर प्रसाद, आपके फोन में वो क्या हैंड रेस का सिस्टम नहीं है क्या? अच्छा, फाइन. Delegates, other delegates who want to speak. Arvind has been recognized, Sonia Gandhi has been recognized, E.K. Palaniswamy has been recognized, Ravi Shankar Prasad has been recognized. One more speaker abhi.
Sir, I have raised the hand.
Y.S. Reddy, right? Okay, fine. और कोई जो बोलना चाहता है? Okay, Vijay Rupani and Ramesh Pokhriyal. Okay, delegates, अभी के लिए इतना ही. I'll be recognizing speakers again, so you might get yourselves recognized later on. 90 seconds per speaker, 1 question per speaker. If there are any changes, I'll let you all know. Right? Delegates, the first speaker for this session is Arvind Kejriwal. You have the floor for the next 90 seconds.
Language is a medium of communications of thoughts, ideas, and feelings. The policy focuses on promoting mother tongue, which is a good proposition because the culture is associated with the language, and from culture grows nationalism. India has a rich culture that is unique, and Sanskrit is a language that connects us to our culture. That's why Mandarin is compulsory in China. So I support the 3 language policy wherein the option is open to choose any language of choice. But the issue is implementation, shortage of qualified teachers, deciding curriculum, printing books, making books available to all, medium of instruction, mother tongue, till 5th or 8th. This issue may not be practical for implementing as it requires major changes in not only education system but also in other sectors such as jobs, work, culture, foreign investments, trade, and so on. Unless we ensure other sectors are ready to support the change, this aspect must not be made mandatory. Thank you.
Points well noted. Are there any questions before? Okay, Sonia Gandhi.
I would like to raise point of order.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, information, I guess.
All right,
I
ma'am.
would like
You
to
want
raise
to
a
ask a
point
question?
of information. The delegate said in his speech, quote unquote, the three languages are open to choose. But it is not correct. It is stated that two of the three languages should be it has to be Indian language. Two of the three language has to be Indian languages.
May I answer, sir?
Yeah.
You said two of the languages should be Indian languages. English is not an Indian language. So how can you say that?
No, I would like to correct that. English is an associate official language of India. ठीक है, घर पे हिंदी चलती होगी, but है. English has been recognized in the Constitution of India. ठीक है, ठीक है. All right. Points very well made. Sonia Gandhi, you're the next speaker. You have the floor for the next 90 seconds. Sonia Gandhi, you have the floor for the next 90 seconds.
Question. Should I speak?
Yes, ma'am, you should speak.
You said that these.
Ma'am, it's a speech. It's your speech now. You need to make a speech.
Okay, yeah. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Chair, for recognizing me. Children should be able to live a life from pressure, stress, anxiety, depression, and it is time that we all take a stand against this. Three language policy. This is an attempt to balance. This is an attempt on balanced saffronization on education in the country. There are states which are doing exceptionally well with the two language policy, state official language and English. Also, there is a clause in three language policy which is two of the three languages should be Indian languages. Now, if one language will be the state official language and another is English language, the third language is an easy guess. Do you think each state, every government school will have teachers for the language of students' choices, or will have Hindi or Sanskrit teachers, thereby systematically imposing Hindi or Sanskrit on the whole nation through NV 2020? I believe this is only going to increase the pressure on the students. But I would speak this on Hindi. लेकिन इनका दिमाग का गाय भैंस से बाहर निकला तभी तो मिडिल हेड पे जाए ना बच्चों के. Thank you.
Her last line was not audible.
Yes, so I would like to raise a point of parliamentary inquiry.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Raja, sir.
Can Sonia Gandhi please reiterate her last statement, please? Because it was not audible.
Parliamentary inquiry on service.
Okay, delegates.
Yeah. Are there any points on the floor?
Okay, seeing none, we move forward. Yeah.
Yes.
E.K. Palaniswamy, your speech, 90 seconds.
May I go ahead?
Yes, ma'am.
The National Education Policy mentions time and time again that it wants to reduce the curriculum of the students. And for this, we need to find areas of compromise. One such area of compromise, I believe, could be imposition of two-language policy instead of three-language policy. An argument that the policy raises for the implementation of the three-language policy is cognitive development of a child. But there is a difference between cognitive development and cognitive load. According to ACR reports, a lot of students have an issue with proper comprehension of even one language. Seeing all these points, I don't see any reason for the three-language policy to be passed other than an attempt to hurt the sentiments of the South Indian people. The policy mentions that no, it does not intend to impose any particular language on any state, but it is clear from the statements of a lot of politicians that there is an intention to impose Hindi. We have proven time and time again that we care about the education of our students and the results speak for themselves. But still, we feel like there is an attempt, blatant attempt to sideline us. I yield the rest of my time for questions from the delegates.
Okay, points well noted,
Okay.
delegate. We'll be having two questions on this speech because we can accommodate that. Arvind Kejriwal followed by T. Rajasingh.
Sir, may
Yeah,
I ask a question?
yeah.
So in your first line, ma'am, you said in your first line that you will increase the curriculum. So what curriculum, may I ask?
So may I answer?
Yes, ma'am.
No,
Yes.
I think there is a misunderstanding. I meant that the policy mentions that it wants to reduce the curriculum, but imposition of three-language policy indicates that it's, there's no direction for the reduction of curriculum.
You said
That's what I meant.
reduce the curriculum. What curriculum? Some exact detail?
No. I said that the policy mentions that it wants to reduce the curriculum so that there is no overburden. A lot of syllabus, students have to learn a large amount of syllabus to give their exam. So the policy mentions that it wants to change that, and that moving forward, the curriculum should be more comprehensive. That's what I meant.
So reduce the syllabus.
Delegate, you asked for a follow-up.
Sir.
ठीक है, okay. Delegate, 1 second. क्या होता है ना कि आप अगर एक क्वेश्चन पूछते हो और उसकी आंसर आपको मिल गई है, you raise a follow-up on that, right? And the delegate who has made the speech requests for a right to reply. ठीक है? We'll be following the format. Okay? You ask for a follow-up, that will be granted. Yes, Arvind Kejriwal, do you need a follow-up?
Sir, I want to ask another question.
No, sir, not allowed. T. Rajasingh, your question.
Yes, sir. May I go?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. E. Palaniswamy, sir, according to you, you have imposed two-language policy in Tamil Nadu. All right. So the motive behind that was to, look up to Europe basically because they follow the two-language policy and they are successful. They have improved a lot. But I can't see any improvement in Tamil Nadu right now, currently. And secondly, if you have read the Constitution, Article 351, and I quote, says that, one second, sir. Hindi language, it shall be the duty of the Union to promote the spread of the Hindi language, to develop it so that it may serve as a medium of expression for all elements of the composite culture of India, and it goes on. So, according to you, we should not follow the Indian Constitution. So, please enlighten us.
Point well raised.
So may I
Yeah.
reply?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the first point that you raised was that that Tamil Nadu has not shown any improvement. I would like to disagree with that because our gross enrollment ratio is almost currently what the NEP hopes to achieve by 2035. The second thing I would say is that when you quote Article 351, are you contradicting the policy itself? You have said in the policy that you don't want to impose Hindi, right? But you're quoting the Article 351 that says that you have the right to impose Hindi. So are you contradicting the policy yourself?
All right, delegates, I'd like to intervene.
Yes,
The
sir,
delegate
I would
T.
also like to intervene.
Yeah, okay, fine. T. Rajasingh has said that he would like to promote Hindi. He's never used the word impose Hindi. Ma'am, the imposition is, the word used is by you, the word impose. So I would like the two delegates to clarify on this point and discuss even. T. Rajasingh, would you like to impose or promote Hindi? Like,
as I clearly mentioned, the union wants to promote Hindi as a language, not impose. There's a
all
vast
right, I got
difference
your
between
point.
that, and I think I'm speaking in English, so it falls under your two language policy. So I think it's
All right, I got your point. Yes, Vice Chairperson, so you wanted to intervene.
Yes, I was saying that in the draft national education policy, it was recommended that Hindi be made a mandatory language, which was subsequently dropped. Right, so that clause was dropped, taking into consideration the opposition from the various recommendations being sought by the government. Right.
So if the
So,
government has already dropped the clause, then why are we having a
exactly,
discussion whether three language or two language? Like, why are
exactly.
we opposing this fact? Like, the government has already dropped the clause कि नहीं हिंदी हम लोग impose नहीं करने वाले हैं. All right, ठीक है.
May I reply, sir?
Yes, ma'am, you may.
Okay, keeping the argument of Hindi aside, I don't want my students to feel overburdened. I don't think that the three language policy should be imposed at the cost of the mental health of our children.
All right, ma'am. All right, ma'am.
Okay.
Fine. Moving forward, Ravi Shankar Prasad, your speech now. 90 seconds.
So may I start?
Yes, sir, you may.
Now, what does this three language policy say? It says out of the three languages, at least two should be native to the country. Also, we are trying to promote Sanskrit, which is one of the most ancient languages of our country, which hasn't been done till now. We are increasing Sanskrit in the mainstream in schools. Along with that, we will set up Indian Institute of we'll set up institutes for teaching the language and also offer courses in the courses for such. Now, I want to say that Hindi should, however, we are not imposing Hindi on any state, but we are promoting or encouraging the use of Hindi. Now, as in Tamil Nadu, the number of the number of Dakshina Bharat Hindi Prachar Sabhas, or which are Hindi training schools in the south, has risen from 98 schools 10 years ago to 950 institutions currently, which clearly shows that the population who are willing to learn Hindi in the south, they're not ignorant of the language and are and want to learn it as well. And yes, sir, that's how I want to end the speech.
All right, sir, I have a question for you. There's a question from the executive board. Would you like to entertain it?
Yes, sir, sure.
You said that Sanskrit is one of, like, it's the oldest language in India and has got the oldest culture in India. So do you realize that Sangam literature and Sangam culture is even more older than Sanskrit?
So I could not hear you, sir. Pardon.
All right, sir, I'll repeat my question. So you mentioned that Sanskrit is the oldest culture of India and it's the most recognized culture of India. As far as recognition is concerned, I would agree to that. But it being the oldest, sir, don't you think that the CM of Tamil Nadu would oppose to this point, saying that Sangam literature is even more older than Sanskrit literature and is even more culturally? Yeah, tell me.
So yes, sir. So we're trying to promote all kinds of classical languages. We bring in a blend, or keeping in mind the diversity of the country. Along with Sanskrit, we will give. So as I spoke, like for example, in the southern states, children are willing to learn Hindi. So if they're willing to learn the particular language as you mentioned, so the states can set up courses for the same.
All right, sir. All right, the next speaker we have is Vice Reddy of the floor for the next 90 seconds. Ma'am, you wanted to follow up? K. Palani-Swamy? You wanted to follow up on that?
Yes, sir.
If I may.
Yes, ma'am, you can go forward with it.
So I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
Ma'am, you wanted to follow?
Yes. Yeah. Again, you're bringing languages into the three language policy. I would like to again ask, why should there be an impose? Because I really care about the mental health of my students. And I want that to be the top priority of the national education policy too. The national education policy itself says that it wants to care for the mental health of people, for the students. And what you mentioned, that there is a rising trend of Hindi speaking in our country, in the state of Tamil Nadu, that is a point that works in our favor, because we are not stopping the voluntary learning of Hindi. That's a point that works in our favor.
All right, ma'am, I received a point. Very well noted. Vice Reddy, the floor is yours for the next.
Thank you, sir, for recognizing me. Sir, I would like to say that why shouldn't we promote English as well? Because it's a basic language of India, and it's a very useful language to communicate with other countries too. If we promote English, and if only not me, rest of all the delegates wants their children too to go to a English medium school. If I want that English should be a must as a language. I am not saying I'm de-promoting Hindi. Others can study Hindi too, but English should be there compulsorily at all levels. As I am Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, I have also promoted that all schools should be English medium, and I have given budget of 12,000 crores for that in 2019 only. So I want English as the basic language and compulsory in each school. So all over India can be united.
Right, sir. Okay, points well noted. But delegates, don't you all feel that? Does any one of you feel that English is inadequately promoted in India? Like by any chance? Inadequately promoted. Like we had a 200-year colonial rule. Okay? Our Constitution of India is in English. All Supreme Court judgments are in English. Anywhere in the country you go to. So don't you think saying that?
Yes, sir. That's my basic point. All things are in English, but the people don't know English to speak well, and they are deemed promoting it now as is promoting only Hindi, and Hindi it's not workful. But in any government institution, the English is the basic language now, which requires.
Got your point. Asaduddin, where's your question, please?
रेड्डी जी ने कहा है कि वो इंग्लिश इसलिए प्रमोट करना चाहते हैं ताकि वो अदर कंट्री से कम्युनिकेट हो सके, ठीक। और हमारे पूरे वर्ल्ड में 49 इस्लामिक कंट्री है, और मैं ये चाहती हूँ कि अगर इंग्लिश को आप लोग प्रमोट कर रहे हैं तो साथ में उर्दू को भी किया जाए, ताकि हम पाकिस्तान, अफगानिस्तान, ईरान, इराक, जिसके हमारे ईरान से हमारा रिलेशन, जाके हम लोग को चंबाल पॉट बनाना है, खासकर अभी के लिए प्रेजेंट डे का चंबाल पॉट, जो कि हमको चाइना को पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू करना है। तो मैं चाहती हूँ कि आप उर्दू को भी प्रमोट करें ताकि हमारा रिलेशन अच्छा भी बन सके और हमारे इंडिया की ग्रोथ में भी फायदा रह सके। तो मेरा आपसे निवेदन है कि जो भी रेड्डी जी कि इंग्लिश के साथ भी इंग्लिश के साथ भी उर्दू को प्रमोट किया जाए ताकि हमारा रिलेशन अच्छा बना रहे इस्लामिक कंट्री से। सब जानते हैं कि पाकिस्तान का रिलेशन अच्छा है नहीं, बाकी कंट्री के साथ हम लोग अच्छा रिलेशन बना सकते हैं ताकि उर्दू को प्रमोट किया जाए ताकि रिलेशन अच्छा बने रहे। थैंक यू।
So delegates, on that point I would like to add. Wait, yeah, you have to answer, but wait for a while. All the OIC countries, and almost the entire foreign remittance that we get as India, half of them are from the Gulf countries, or even more than that. Like I am not a commerce student, but most of y'all are. You all know about this fact. Okay? So her proposition to introduce the Urdu language is absolutely all right. We also have a minority living in a country, a huge minority living in a country. We have a neighbor which is speaking Urdu. We have so many Gulf countries that we are getting foreign remittance from. So this is some point that you need to clarify. Obviously, point really well noted. That's one of the best points that is made in this committee.
Sir, I will agree with her, but I'm not de-promoting Urdu. There is an option for the 3 languages, no. So I want only English to be compulsory, not that the other 2 languages do not want. If anyone wants, they can study Urdu.
So you want Hindi, Telugu and Urdu.
I don't want Hindi or any other regional language.
You want English?
Yes,
you want English, Telugu and Urdu.
No, not Telugu, Urdu, anything. I want just English as a basic language. Others are the choice of yours. Okay, you want Hindi, Urdu, Telugu, Karnataka.
Sir, no, not my choice, don't worry. But then I want to ask you one question. You're the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
Sir, what is the native language of your people?
Sir, Telugu.
Telugu. What if in an update it so comes out that your people dislike your statement promoting English at the cost of Telugu, their own mother tongue? Because in the NEP, it's mentioned that at least till the 5th standard, if not till the 8th standard, the mother tongue is promoted. What if your own people turn against you that our chief minister is educated in a good English post school and hence he wants to impose English on us? Because we, the people who are farmers, we, the people who are living in rural Andhra Pradesh, want to talk in our own language, and our own language should be promoted.
So the mother
So
tongue,
don't you think
especially as the mother tongue, if we don't go to school or whatever, do any courses on our mother tongue, then also we know that how to speak it, because it's from our mother. We get it from our mother from the very first day. We don't need any schools. If I am not, I'm not telling that I need schools for speaking Hindi.
The executive board is tired. I want other delegates to explain it to him. E.K. Palaniswamy, Kiran Rijiju, anybody.
Hello,
Anyway.
can I?
Yeah.
I would give you my personal example. I am a Gujarati. I don't know Gujarati. Like, I understand such less amount of this language. Like, if you tell me to read the newspaper in this language, I won't be able to. Like, if I would be staying in Gujarat and I would be taught Gujarati, then I think I would be better in this language. Even if I stay in Maharashtra, I stay in Mumbai, I don't know Marathi. Because in school, I was taught Marathi only till 7th standard. So I think that in Maharashtra, it is necessary, like even in colleges, to keep this regional languages as a compulsory language, because people don't know Marathi. Like many of my friends also, when we go somewhere to the hill stations or wherever we go, we want to communicate, we can't because they don't know Hindi and we don't know Marathi.
Absolutely, ma'am. YS Reddy, when is the next Andhra Pradesh election?
Next Andhra Pradesh elections.
Elections. You want to become the CM again, right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Sir, I have already allotted 12,000 crore budget to the schools, and the training has already started with the teachers. It's already taken place.
All right. Okay, delegates, moving forward. We'll be moving forward with the debate. Okay, Vice Chairperson, sir, are you saying something?
No, I was just explaining to YS Reddy that we, as the Chief Minister of Karnataka, you are from Karnataka, right?
Andhra Pradesh.
No.
Andhra Pradesh.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, yeah, so taking into consideration that you are the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, what the Executive Board is trying to explain is that you also need to take into due consideration the aspirations of your local citizens, right? Because at the end of the day, you are the Chief Minister because they have voted for you.
So
and
that's why
you want to come to power, right? So if you move against
Vice Reddy, you do not intervene while the Executive Board speaks. Last warning to you. This is not a table talk we are having. This is not a dinner we are having. All right. So please continue.
Yes. So basically, what we are trying to explain is that if you will keep the regional language at stake, it will make sure that it will basically lead to a rage in your own citizens, right? So it will not be politically sound move, and only taking into consideration English as a medium of language. I personally believe that it is a vague statement. Right? So
right, absolutely,
May I
sir.
give him one more point?
Ma'am, please recognize yourself.
Ramesh Pokhriyal.
Yes,
you are the
ma'am.
next speaker, Ramesh.
Yeah.
Yes, Ramesh Pokhriyal. You
I
have
have.
to speak. Please incorporate your other points in that. Vijay Rupani,
Sir, I would
Yeah,
like
yeah,
to
sure.
add on one thing.
Yes, sir.
The point of information which was raised by Mr. Owaisi regarding Urdu to be promoted. I believe that Ramesh Pokhriyal is the next speaker, and I personally
Vice
believe
Chairperson, sir. I'd like to stop you for that because it's the same thing that's running in my mind as well right now. So I'd like the delegates to take it.
Sir, okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah. Vijay Rupani, you have the floor for the next 90 seconds.
Thank you, sir. And I would like to start by saying that, as we all know, India is a very vast country and with a vast culture and vividly different cultures across borders. And we, at this time, much more than ever, should preserve it and bring it forward by introduction of this new education policy, and language promotion of language through it would help a lot, because a language plays an important role bringing literature together, and literature binds many nations together. If there is no proper language or language gaps or lack of language between the students of who are not getting any regional language knowledge of regional language or any kind of language they want or their culture promotes, I think there would be a bridge, and this the, and there would come a time when all these there would come a time when all these languages and culture would start to vanish. And it is about time that we preserve this and introduce it in our curriculum to bring about bring about the updates we need for uh, bringing the cultures we that we as an Indian should have inculcated or instill in minds of children, because no one will come and tell us our culture, but we only can promote it by guiding the future generation and by preserving the generation that has the knowledge of those cultures and bringing them together for their incorporation and becoming imparting their guidance to the future generation. Thank you.
All right, ma'am. Points really well noted. Are there any points on the floor? Anybody who's wishing to ask a question? Ravi Shankar Prasad. Your question, please.
So I need to raise my hand, sir.
Sonia Gandhi. A.K. Palaniswamy, followed by Sonia Gandhi.
Sir, in your speech, you said that this will promote our culture and all, but you must know that there are children whose parents are like they have jobs which requires transfers like many times, and like jobs like businessmen, women, and army and police. These are transferable jobs. Then suppose if you are in Kerala and you study the language there for suppose like 4th standard, and then you move to another state, then how is the person gonna adjust with that?
Ma'am, I'll answer that for you, Vijay Rupani. ठीक है? Okay, delegates, आप लोग ने study guide तो ठीक से पढ़ा होगा ना? Like, have you all been through the study guide once, right?
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes, sir.
delegates, if you would have read at least 5 articles also of the Hindu or any other newspaper before coming to the committee, you would realize that the government, upon realizing this fact that has been raised by Sonia Gandhi, has already incorporated a clause stating that it will not be compulsory for the KVs, that is the Kendra Vidyalayas and the CBSE schools, to follow this norm. Now, most of the army personnel students study in KVs, as far as my understanding is concerned, right? So if there is another addition to it, you can, right? You can add to it. But as far as I am read, this is what I know about. Okay, E.K. Palaniswamy, your question.